Greetings, I'm your host, Dr. Wolfula, and when I'm not killing people while they also happen to coincidentally be in a time loop, I guess, I'm here at the Wolfula reviewing movies. 2017 was a big year for horror films. Not necessarily good horror films, we'll let history decide that, but there were some really high-profile commercial successes in the horror genre that year. We saw in it alone a horror movie make nearly $1 billion. Highest-grossing horror film yet, I believe, and the monster looked like the kid from Mask dressed like Ronald McDonald. Which brings me to one particularly big release of 2017, Happy Death Day, released back in October on a Friday the 13th. Personally, it wasn't really on my radar since I'm not a 15-year-old girl, as far as I know. So I didn't fucking go to see it. Happy Death Day just seemed like it was one of those movies that you pretty much see just from watching the trailer, and after actually watching it, I don't think I was off with my preconceptions. If perchance you aren't one of the millions who watched the trailer, then this review might be helpful. If you've seen the trailer but haven't seen the movie yet, well, you kinda already saw the movie. The flick is about a college chick named Tree. Yeah, I thought I misheard it too. Trudging through her birthday. Tree wakes up in a relative stranger's bed.
Am I in a dorm room?
Yeah.
Tries to avoid a dude who took her out to Subway once.
It's not like you have a foot long.
Attempts to fuck her professor.
I have patience.
But I'm losing mine.
And pretty much acts like a bitch to everyone.
What'd you wish for? A new roommate. Lunch.
I made that from scratch.
Sorry, too many carbs. Toodles.
Why are any of these details important? Well, because it's pretty much the whole movie. Things take a turn for the worse, though, when Tree is attacked by a dude wearing a baby mask, which is of the college's mascot. Why is the college's mascot a creepy baby face? I don't fucking know. That's one of the many things the film decides to just not explain. After she's killed via a cutaway, though, Tree awakens back in Carter's bed, safe and sound, going through her birthday once again with a mild sense that something's amiss, only to die once more, repeating the process ceaselessly.
Was everything okay?
Yeah, the movie's unabashedly Groundhog Day, but with murder. The flick even makes a joke about this at the very end, but, you know, being aware that you're blatantly plagiarizing another movie doesn't necessarily leave you immune from criticism for doing it.
You know what your little scenario reminds me?
What? What's that?
Groundhog Day. The movie Groundhog Day?
Of course, Happy Death Day's Tree follows the same sort of arc as Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. She starts off as a shitty person, but grows because of her time loop experiences into a, I guess, less shitty person? Well, Tree's willing to date Carter, the loser who looks like a normal dude to me, by the end of the film, and also acts like a decent person to others, so I guess that's some kind of hero's journey. It's just that, unlike Murray, Tree has to deal with the time loop knowing that it's going to end with her life cut short in some way by an omnipresent dude in a baby mask. Now, you'd think that we'd be treated to some inventive kills since we have a character that can be killed an infinite number of times, but no. This film is PG-13, so every death is off camera or cut away, which is incredibly lame. Fucking Titanic got away with more than this flick. I do gotta say, there is a wide variety of locations represented throughout Tree's many birthdays. At one point, I even got a nice Halloween 2 vibe from the hospital setting Tree finds herself fleeing from the killer in. Though, the film doesn't really have any stakes or a sense of suspense to fall back on. Tree can die infinitely. Her deaths lose their impact pretty damn quick. The closest thing to any stakes in this film is Tree saying that her deaths have worn her down over time and eventually, she'll die permanently, I guess. I don't really know.
I keep on getting weaker every time I come back. So maybe I'm like that cat with 9 lives. Eventually I'm gonna run out.
The flick does not develop its ideas all that much. Not even the time loop is really explained, and I know it wasn't explained in Groundhog Day, but when it seems like it's tied conveniently to this baby mask guy's killings, I'd kinda like to know what's going on. Is this the same universe as Groundhog Day where this kind of shit happens arbitrarily? The baby mask killer himself is totally inconsistent. He'll seem to magically know exactly where Tree is at all times, has a counter for virtually anything that Tree can throw at him, and is is a totally unavoidable inevitability of this day, but sometimes Tree can hide from him, and I'm like, is this dude magic or not? The killer's underlying motivation is totally thin and unlikely too. I'll let you see the film yourself, but it's a really petty reason to murder anybody. It'd be like if Jason only started killing people because he went through a really rough divorce or something. Apart from the unimpressive horror on show, Happy Death Day also tries to be a comedy, but it's not all that funny to me. Intentionally, at least.
What? Nobody's perfect.
The movie's sense of humor is the broad kind of comedy you'd see in a popular, horrible sitcom like The Big Bang Theory, but it's offset by weirdly serious scenes where, for instance, Tree tries to come to terms with her family issues or is wearily brooding about being trapped inside a time loop. It just feels like the humor is inappropriate, especially since it doesn't seem to extend to the violence or the horror.
That's impressive.
That was nothing.
We're here to solve a mystery.
Happy Death Day tries to have a mystery at the center of its story to keep its audience invested in what's happening, but it's hard to really get all that interested when it mostly amounts to a silly Nancy Drew-style montage of Tree spying on suspects to a Demi Lovato song. The mystery itself is pieced together instantaneously at the end of the movie anyway. When it's all said and done, Happy Death Day is a slasher flick that tries to get by on its temporal gimmick, but it really is just dark Groundhog Day. It's not really scary or funny, and the mystery's lame. Still, if you're ever planning a slumber party, this is the perfect film to watch. I give Happy Death Day a creepy baby mask out of Groundhog Day. I'm getting the weirdest sense of deja vu right now. I'm getting the weirdest sense of deja vu right now. I'm getting the weirdest sense...